One decision, a single moment that could ignite a storm, reshaping fortunes, unraveling alliances, and redrawing the map of the Horn of Africa forever. Imagine borders, once carved in stone, suddenly trembling as new forces rise and old powers scramble for control. Behind closed doors, secret pacts are forged. In the shadows, fortunes are wagered. And at the heart of it all, Somaliland's relentless pursuit of recognition threatens to tip the scales. Eritrea, unyielding, vigilant, a nation on guard, stands watchful at the crossroads as a new contender edges closer to the world stage, ready to unlock the gates to Africa's future. Investors hold their breath. Regional economies brace for impact. And Eritrea waits, calculating, watching, for the next move in a game where every choice could change everything. Prepare for a story of ambition, peril, and intrigue at the highest level. The destiny of the Horn of Africa is at stake. Will a new power rise, or will the region be plunged into uncertainty? The truth is about to be revealed. Many people think Eritrea should not worry about Somaliland. They do not share a border, and their stories seem different. But this is not true. What happens to Somaliland could reshape Eritrea's economic future and its role in the region. In the Horn of Africa, even distant changes can have huge effects, especially when it comes to ports, trade, and money. To understand why, we need to look at the region's history, old borders, and the fierce competition for trade routes. The Horn of Africa has always been a crossroads for empires, traders, and countries. If Somaliland becomes a recognized country, Eritrea's economic position could weaken dramatically. A new port competitor would force every country to rethink their trade partnerships and strategies. Eritrea, already isolated, could be pushed even further to the margins. This is not about fighting or being enemies. Eritrea and Somaliland do not fight. They mostly stay away from each other and are careful. But in this region, economic alliances and rivalries can change quickly. Today's distant neighbor can become tomorrow's main competitor for trade and investment, especially if recognition shifts the balance of port access and shipping. The real issue is about ports, trade, and economic power. The Horn of Africa is like a chessboard, with countries and outside powers competing for control of shipping lanes and harbors. If Somaliland is recognized, it could attract new investment, military bases, and embassies, especially around its key port of Berbera. This would shift the region's economic center of gravity, drawing business and influence away from Eritrea's own ports. For more than 30 years, Somaliland has acted like a country, even if most of the world does not call it one. It has its own government, protects its borders, and holds elections, which is rare in this area. But even with this piece, Somaliland still needs help from other countries and from people sending money home. Somaliland's ports and markets are seen as attractive for investors and governments. If recognized, it could become a new hub for trade, drawing business away from Eritrea. But the world has not recognized Somaliland. The African Union is afraid that if they allow new countries, many more will want to break away. Many African leaders worry that if Somaliland becomes a country, their own countries could break apart too. If Somaliland is recognized, it could encourage other groups in Africa to try to make their own countries, which could cause problems in places like Ethiopia and Nigeria. The economic impact on Eritrea could be huge if Somaliland is recognized. Eritrea's ports, once vital for regional trade, might lose business as more countries and companies choose Somaliland's Berbera port for shipping and trade. This would mean less money coming into Eritrea, fewer jobs, and a weaker economy. Regional influence would shift, with Ethiopia and other landlocked countries building new trade alliances through Somaliland, leaving Eritrea out of important deals. Eritrea could find itself isolated, with fewer partners and less say in how trade and investment flow through the Horn of Africa. If Somaliland is recognized, it shows that borders in Africa can change. When South Sudan became a country, it made many leaders nervous. Somaliland could do the same. Groups in Nigeria, Cameroon, and other places would watch and hope for their own chance. The danger is not just new countries, but also new fights and problems as groups try to break away. Eritrea's leaders want to show they are strong and united. Anything that makes people think about breaking away is seen as a threat. The government wants to look stable and in control, both inside the country and to the world. If people in Eritrea see that self-determination is possible, some groups might want the same thing, especially those who feel left out. Somaliland is next to the Gulf of Aden, close to the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, a very important sea route. Whoever controls these ports controls trade and shipping. There is a lot at stake: billions of dollars, important energy routes, and the interest of big world powers. If Eritrea loses influence here, it loses a big advantage in the region and in the world. The competition for port access and shipping lanes is fierce, and Eritrea risks being left behind. Every new country in the area means Eritrea has less power over the Red Sea. Eritrea's ports used to be very important, but if Somaliland is recognized, they might not be anymore. Many countries want to control these waters, and Eritrea does not want to lose its place. If navies and businesses start using Somaliland's ports, Eritrea could lose its importance quickly, and with it, the economic benefits that come from being a key player in regional shipping. Think about this. Ethiopia, which has no sea, could get easy access to the ocean through Berbera. Eritrea used to be Ethiopia's only way to the sea, but that could change fast. This would change trade, security, and friendships in the region. Ethiopia could become stronger and not need Eritrea as much, leaving Eritrea with fewer choices and less power. The loss of exclusive port access would be a major economic blow. If Somaliland is recognized, there will be new countries, new friendships, and new centers of power that Eritrea cannot control. Other regions might also want to become independent. This could change the map of Africa in ways no one can guess. Eritrea, already careful about its neighbors, would have to deal with a much more complicated and changing region, especially when it comes to economic competition and port access. Eritrea does not talk much about Somaliland, but that silence means a lot. Behind closed doors, leaders are watching and getting ready for big changes. No one knows what will happen, but the risks are high. Soon, Eritrea may have to choose: adapt to new economic realities and competition, or become even more isolated as the Horn of Africa's trade routes and port access shift away. Sometimes, the biggest changes are quiet. They happen when a country is simply recognized. In the Horn of Africa, this could change everything. For Eritrea, the real question is not just about Somaliland. It is about whether Eritrea can survive the economic and port competition that recognition would bring. The future of the region is uncertain, and what Eritrea does next could decide its economic survival and its place in the new Horn of Africa.